I'm here with Diana Schmidtke on the Cutting Edge Hair Show, and this is her book.
Shortcuts.
Shortcuts. How long did this take you to write?
About 5 years.
5 years. When did you decide you were going to become a hairdresser?
At 18. I was 18 years old, and I had just graduated high school, and I was doing a little bit of modeling, and the hairdressers always seemed like they were having a good time. So I decided to go to hair school because I thought it would be a career in 9 months. But I was wrong. I worked in the salon, just one salon, for 2 years, trained under a guy named Philip Palmieri, a salon called Trio, and studied color for 2 years, then got offered, around 2 years, then got offered my chair, but I declined because I wanted to do freelance work.
Freelance, and who do you work with today?
All the guys. I work with male celebrities, so they call it men's grooming. Well, my favorites are, I love Will Farrell. I do love Ashton Kutcher. Vin Diesel, although he doesn't have any hair. I've worked with a lot of them. Jonathan Reese Meyers. I've seen everyone from Dustin Hoffman to George Clooney, Harrison Ford, many.
How do you book these clients? Do you have a portfolio you want to show us, or?
I do. That actually is the freelance artist's most important tool, is their portfolio. Yes.
And there's a whole chapter about it, right? Portfolio.
Yes.
Page 94.
I like that you remember that. Breaks down the whole portfolio. I brought my portfolio today. This is.
Could you teach us? Could you teach me how to make a portfolio?
This is what it looks like. I'm not sure if you can see this on camera, but it's embossed, so you always get your name there. It looks like a regular portfolio, but there's a couple of things that are very important about making a right portfolio. First off, the size. You have to order them from the right place. So in the book, it tells you where to order them, and you get a portfolio that's 11 by 14. So that's what size this is. Now, what you have to also do once you get it, which is very important, is you need to make a sticker in here. Oftentimes, in the back, you want to order it with a pocket. These are a bunch of artists' promotional cards. We'll talk about that later, but you want to make sure that you get this pocket. This is really important. That's going to hold your resume and your comp card or promo card. But sometimes these fall out or clients take them, so you don't ever want to lose your book. You want to make sure something is adhered to the inside that has your name, what you do, and where to send it back to.
If found, please call me
exactly.
now, because I need it.
Then we have this first page, which actually protects the photographs. So you have to make sure that you order enough of these acetate pages, because you want to protect all of your work. Another really important thing to do is anytime your work is printed, you want to get 2 copies of everything. And if you have, at first you're not going to get magazine work. You're going to do test shoots. Even then, at the very least, because it is expensive, and you will move on from the test shoots very quickly, hopefully. Yeah. But you still should get a laser copy of it, because
it's shiny.
Portfolios can get lost. And if it gets lost, there goes all your work. Right. So very important to have more than 1 copy of everything.
That's a good point.
There's different types of freelance artists within the industry.
Really? So what are the movie star ones like when they're on set? What are those referred to?
Those are, depending on the type of movie, and most of the time if you have a big celebrity, it's a union film shoot. So there are union artists, union movie and television artists that belong to a union, which here in Los Angeles is called the Local 706. They belong to that union, and it's illegal for production to hire anyone who's not part of the union.
How do you become part of the union?
That's a great question. It's a complicated question. In fact, in the research that I did for the book, I spoke to several artists who are, I am not, we're more of the fashion artists. When you have a portfolio like this.
Magazine covers.
Exactly.
Yeah. How do you get an agent? I didn't even know there was hairdresser agents.
Most people, nowadays people know, but most people don't know that. It starts with a portfolio. What you have to do is, first you have to find photographers. Obviously, if your work isn't documented, then you don't stand a chance. The only way to show a prospective client your work and what you're capable of is through a portfolio. So this is your first step. And that starts with finding the right kind of photographers. Now, I'm not talking the Sears portrait photographers.
Craigslist,
or,
I'm trying to be a photographer.
Yeah. My best advice is to use real models. And that can be difficult as well, so that's why you have to work with a photographer who has modeling agent contacts. But there's some ways you can navigate around that and be proactive. It's not all up to the photographer. You'll find in the beginning you have to do everything.
So what do you mean do everything? Like, what did you do?
Well, I would work all day, and after I was finished with work, assisting other artists, I would, anytime I was on set, I would speak at lunch to the photo assistants, find out where they were at, talk to the makeup assistant, as I always presented myself as the hairdresser, talk to the wardrobe assistant, and find out what they were doing on the side, and ask them if they were interested in testing. So even though I was working all day, then at night I would set up a test shoot, you know, as much as we could do, sometimes staying up until midnight, turning around, being at work at 9 in the morning. So it's really difficult. You need to learn everything that you can. So when you do get your opportunity, which may only come once, you're gonna know how to take it and run with it.
What was your opportunity? What presented itself?
I